On this edition of Simply Wine, we go to the land of hot spas and cool cocktails, Finland. We'll learn a little bit about traditional vodka culture, try new takes on classic tastes, venture into the wild for some rustic Finnish fare, and end our trek in Finland's famous snow castle. Nowadays, drinking famous cocktails is simply a way of life, and vodka is one of the most commonly used spirits in today's popular mixed drinks. But not many people understand what their favorite martini is made of, or more important, how this well-known spirit is brought to life. You see, while fine wines are distinguished by their body styles, long aftertastes, and complex flavors, vodka's major purpose is purity, and that purity makes it a major favorite when it comes to mixing cocktails.
Welcome to Finland. It's the land of nearly 200,000 lakes, gorgeous glacial streams that are lined for miles with birch trees, icy abodes like snow castles and kotas, and of course the reason that we're here, vodka. Join me as I brave the snow, fire, and ice to bring you an adventurous look at that spirit that's always best served with a chill. You know, in America, we think of vodka as part of cool cocktail culture and those sexy print ads. But in this part of the world, it is so much more. Just 300 miles across the water that way is Russia, where vodka is really part of the social tradition and has been for generations. And that culture has really spilled over throughout Scandinavia, Lapland, and of course into Finland. Vodka there is part of everyday meals if you always share it with somebody. It is genuinely tradition. It's something that people consider part of everyday life and part of their history for all time.
Vodka is a kind of a quirky category because there are a few things that set it apart from other spirits. One is that vodka is unlike other spirits in that it can be made from anything. People are starting to make vodka from grapes, from soybeans, from sugarcane, and partly that's because the definition allows it, and partly it's to set themselves apart in some way from the rest of the crowd. The truth is anything that has a starch content that you can eventually ferment, you can make into vodka. You can make Triscuits into vodka if you really want to.
Well, it's true that vodka is the traditional spirit of Scandinavia, Finland, and Russia. It's more than that. It's really the wine of those countries. Now, why do I say that? Because wine was something that you could grow in temperate climates. The grapes would grow well there. They could be fermented and distilled into something that you could keep for the long haul. So if you had the harvest, you were able to preserve it for a long period of time. In cool climates where they can't grow grapes successfully, they grow potatoes or grain and ferment it and distill it into vodka. The traditional word in Russia for vodka translates to water of life. In Scandinavia, the vodka of Scandinavia, called aquavit, means water of life. So the water of life both sustained the harvest for the long haul and it sustained the people. Nowadays, vodka comes not just from the mother country of Russia, but from all over the place. The U.S. has Charbet and Sky, Japan has Suntory, France has Grey Goose, just to name a few. But we're here to find out what's distinctive about Finland's best-known vodka, Finlandia. When you think about all of the factors that go into Finlandia vodka, what do you think is the most important?
We have only a filter which takes away all visible particles because you don't want to have any dust or sand in your vodka.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Crunchy vodka, no.
Yeah,
Crisp vodka,
crispy,
yes,
but not
not crunchy.
So that's why the water is most important, because we think that the purity comes from the nature. Every now and then I have to explain what is clean and what is pure. I would say that when a flower grows up and open, it's pure, but I should go and clean my car. So you can fix everything afterwards,
Right.
but purity comes from the nature. So we have the water, with the untouched water, we have the most beautiful barley, and then we know how to handle those. So the process is also very important.
So the process of making vodka starts as it does with every other spirit. It starts with a fermented base, and for rum that could be sugar cane. For brandy it's usually grapes that are made into wine, and for vodka it was traditionally potatoes, but now it's more likely to be a grain like rye or barley or wheat or a combination. Once they have the fermented base, then comes the distillation. And that's step one in the purity equation for vodka. The more they distill it and the more thoroughly they distill it, the purer, clearer, and more pristine the vodka. The other part, of course, is the water that gets added back after the vodka is distilled to bring it to the proper proof for selling in the marketplace. They put it in these beautiful, clear bottles because they want you to see that clear, pure, pristine product. All right, Markus, looks like we're set up here to do a little quality control and a little bit of competitive analysis, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we like to start with Finlandian. First we start with water because there might be still some coffee in our mouth and so on.
Okay.
So just have some Rajamäki spring water.
Okay, here's two.
Kippis.
Kippis.
Kippis, it's
That
a
means cheers? Okay.
Yes.
Kippis. Okay, so the palate's clear.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now we have the sample number 1.
All right.
And if you now nose that,
All right, and nose it means smell it, right?
yes, and we like to do a deep nose.
Okay.
Yep.
What's next in the tasting part?
And then the Finnish way is we do doubles. So we take a small sip from this,
Okay.
let it go around in our mouth, to
Right.
swallow it.
Okay.
After that, we like to make another sip.
Oh,
so
wow.
we make doubles.
Okay.
And look after
Two
the
for
third.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
So look after the first sip and the second sip.
Okay. All right, here goes.
Kippis.
Okay.
And the second.
All right.
We are not driving today.
Very silky.
Can you find the difference between the first and the second one?
It's actually very, very vibrant. It's got a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah, kind of crispiness and so.
Yes.
Almost like the weather outside.
Yes, well, the weather outside is more than crisp, but the
Okay.
vodka helps that. Okay, this is the Stolichnaya.
Stolichnaya.
I have to say, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And if you think what vodka is in general, it's tasteless, colorless, odorless products.
However,
However, they are so different.
there's more to it
Yeah.
than that. Absolutely. Yeah, this one almost smells like a little bit like crushed herbs or something. There's a little tiny bit of a citrus to it as
Yep.
well. Okay. And you know, the texture here is quite different.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more oily. The Finlandia was more crisp, like you said.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more round and
That's right.
oily
Yeah.
texture.
So here we have Absolute.
Okay, Absolute. It smells very grainy, but it also smells a little bit like, I want to say tequila, but that's just crazy. It's got a little bit of a vegetable smell to it.
So
Fascinating.
So you are pro.
Well, I spend a lot of time tasting things and then trying to
Yeah.
put words to them,
Yeah.
not because it's a snobby thing, but just so it helps me remember.
Yeah.
All right, so lastly, Grey Goose from France. Little touch of sweetness that comes in at the end. It's almost like those candy licorice things like that you get at the movie
Yeah,
theater.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
It's incredible.
Thank you so much. This
It's
is
my
fantastic,
pleasure.
very
And
educational.
I like to give you something
Oh, okay.
because you give your time to me,
Okay.
and actually
Hey,
that's for you.
I am a master
So
of
now you're a
vodka.
master of vodka. You earn that because you are the best one to describe those things because people are not used to they can taste, of course, but they can't find the words. But you did excellently.
Thank you so much. This
My
is great.
pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks.
From the factory to the finished product, next up, I'll jump behind the bar and shake up some vodka concoctions.